Later in this episode. But first,
I am doing everything in Disney World. I have 100 days, 1,000 tasks, and we need to keep going. If you are brand new to this series, we are busy right now, trucking our way through doing everything in Disney World. We are quite a few episodes in. We're quite a few tasks, and you can actually see our progress right here. Now, we've been at much worse straits before, so we're doing okay. We need to play a little bit of catch up, but we're gonna see just how much time we have today. Now, if you don't know why we're doing this series, if I'm able to complete this challenge, I can actually bring my friends Quincy and Fry Bucket with me to Disneyland Paris, which is kind of crazy. Now, the coolest part about our 1,000 task list is actually our computer bestie, Agnes, is the one who sends us tasks every single day. She tells us what to do, and she tells us what the challenges might be as well. So, Agnes, what are we doing today?
Hello, Emma. For today, 10 items have been sent to your device. Since I have you in Animal Kingdom, for your additional challenge, do your best impression every time you see a live animal. Have a wild day. Roar!
Good morning, really good afternoon. We are here. It is a little bit after 11 o'clock. We're starting at Animal Kingdom. I'm super, super excited. And typically I like to start any day, no matter the time, with coffee, but we've got a little show to see first, which I'm really excited about because it's been a hot minute since I enjoyed this. However, it starts in about 5 minutes, so we kind of need to book it and get inside. Okay, we're on our way here. Luckily, we do not have to go far for this show because the place we are headed is right here. It's the Tree of Life. We just gotta get a little bit further down, but I think we will make it, to be honest. I feel confident in us. So this is a really cute show that happens right here at the Tree of Life. Basically, the way Disney describes it is you turn your eyes to the sky and you can see a really cool animal experience. And it features free flying birds that are housed and trained here at Animal Kingdom. It is really beautiful. It's so much fun. It's not long. It happens several times throughout the day. And luckily for us, it starts in about 2 minutes. So we came in just in time.
Hey, do you know how long birds like this can live?
Like 100 years.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like 100 years, that's not quite an exaggeration because they can live for several decades, 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even longer. Skies filled with macaws. Can you imagine what that looks like? Just like this.
Okay, so I just walked away from the Tree of Life. It is literally only 7 minutes later. The entire presentation is super, super short. It is so sweet. I literally tear up every single time. They're like, picture a world of blue-throated macaws. I can't even say it. With all the macaws in the sky. I literally cry every time they say a similar phrase in the Feathered Friends in Flight show. And it's like the music, when the music swells, literally get teary-eyed. It's so good. And it was literally 5 minutes the times the birds came in and by the time they left. It's super, super short. Highly recommend it. It happens constantly throughout the day. You can find the times on the My Disney Experience app, but it's one of those things that makes Animal Kingdom come to life, and I think it's just absolutely wonderful. And it's our first Agnes task off the list. Now, the challenge for today, anytime we see an animal, we need to try to mimic that animal as best we can. And it's very busy right now in Animal Kingdom, right where I'm standing actually. So my best macaw impersonation is my pride is pretty much on the ground right now. Time for our coffee. This is a spot I typically do not find myself going to for coffee, so I'm really excited. We might try something new. This over here. It's right at the entrance of Dino Land, right across from where you meet Moana. It's called Isle of Java. Now, it's not open all day long. It's actually, it closes pretty early in the day. I want to say around 3 or 4. I can check the My Disney Experience app to get you the exact time. But it's a lot of pastries. Frozen Cokes can be found here, beverages with alcohol, and a Vietnamese iced coffee, which I really want to try. So, okay, I got my coffee. I came back here. I'm behind Flame Tree Barbecue, which is not that far of a walk, just because I wanted to sit down in a really beautiful, quiet area while I enjoy this guy. Vietnamese iced coffee is really simple. It is just Joffrey's cold brew with sweet and condensed milk as the creamer. Now, I know that he, the lovely cast member, he was so kind to me, but he had forgotten what I ordered, and then he thought someone else gave me my order, so it sat for a long time before he gave it to me, but I'm also not in a hurry, so like I didn't ask him about it, so like kind of on me as well. So he told me to mix it up a little before I enjoy, so I'm slowly mixing it. Let's see if you can see it. Oh, okay, camera. So I'm trying to mix it up just a little. The sweetened condensed milk is obviously pretty heavy, so it's going to sit towards the bottom, but I'd like to not just drink sweet and condensed milk. It's actually pretty good. If it would mix a little bit more easily, I think I'd like stick with this all the time. The sweetened condensed milk is so creamy and thick and just sugary, but it's just normal Joffrey's cold brew, so the cold brew itself is fine. Not a ton of flavor, it's my preferred, so I can kind of doctor it as I see fit, but this will need no doctoring. This is sweet enough for me, which means it will be extra sweet for people who do not have a strong sweet tooth. The more I drink of this though, the more this is amazing. I could not get this all the time though. It's a lot of sugar. But then again, I have a lot of sugar every day, so what's the harm? Thanks for having coffee with me. You're so cute. And I love you. Oh, do you love me too? I bet he does. Oh, he shook his head no. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's all right. My bunny impression is as follows. My name's Thumper, because I don't know what sounds bunny makes, and I can't move my nose. Another task on our list is right here, and let's see if we can spot them. We might not be able to do this task at present because the task is the gibbon's monkeys. Let's see if they're out. I heard someone say something about a brown one. I see, oh, there he is. I see him. There he is. So all of the animals in Animal Kingdom are a task, which I think is so fun and so special. Even the animals on Kilimanjaro safaris are like an individual task themselves. So like outside of the ride, the giraffes are a task, which we have done already. But I think it's super sweet because we actually get to kind of learn about these animals and see them and just like have an excuse to look at cute little monkeys. But I'm pretty sure the noise they make is like, ooh, 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 or like something like that. Oh, there goes a duck. I think ducks are not really like official on the list today, but I did a bunny impression, so. Okay, further into Asia, we are going to ride Expedition Everest, one of my favorite rides. It's a really exciting outdoor coaster that, spoiler, it does go backwards at some point. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. Now, I actually did this in the first episode of this series, which is so crazy to think about, and that counted for our Expedition Everest task. Now, the task I'm doing today is the single rider on Expedition Everest, which, ironically, I do think is how we wrote it in the first episode, but Agnes says it's 2 different tasks, and that this counts twice, so we're over here. We're just doing Agnes's bidding, of course. The single rider is looking long today, but typically, it's a lot shorter. They just announced that the ride is down. I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. If it doesn't look like it's up, back, or fixed or anything, I might get out. We'll do a few more tasks and then we'll come back later.
At this moment, can I have you guys exit back out this way for me, please?
Well, that answers that. Okay, luckily it's looking like our photo pass is out right now. She was out earlier, but I just wanted to go get in line for Everest, but now that she's here, we'll go ahead and hop in line. Essentially, the photo pass service is that Disney has photographers all throughout the parks, so that way the entire family can be in really nice posed photos and not just selfies or one without mom because she's taking the photo or without dad. So I think it's really sweet. It's one of my favorite services. I do recommend it, especially if this is like a once-in-a-lifetime trip, so you can have all your memories. And sometimes they'll even do fun magic shots, so I really love it. Let's take a photo. Okay, and with that, our photo pass is done, and I turned around and it looks like Everest is running some train cars, so I might stand here for just a second and see if the ride comes back up, because if that's the case, I'm gonna run back over and get in line for the single rider. It'll be a lot shorter than it was. So let's see if the wait time is back up. Okay, it looks like Everest is not quite officially open just yet, but I was close enough to our lunch for the day that I figured I'm gonna come over here, maybe eat real fast, and then keep an eye on that wait time because we are having lunch at 8 Spoons Cafe. I love 8 Spoon Cafe. It is kind of a walk-up kiosk. It's not technically an official quick service, but they have some awesome things here, especially for the price. I think I'm gonna try out maybe the barbacoa beef or the baked with pulled pork. The baked with pulled pork is kind of iconic over here. It's absolutely delicious. Now this is another one that is not open all day. This one closes a little bit earlier than the park, but for $6.79, it's a good hefty little portion of baked mac and cheese, so I think that's what I'm gonna go for. Okay, I'm somehow back at pretty much the same spot I had my coffee, but I ended up going with the pulled pork mac and cheese, and it does come with 2 sweet pickles, which I actually really like, and it was only $7.23 after tax, which you can kind of see the size of my hand. Technically, this is considered a snack in Disney World, but oftentimes I use this as a lunch. Looks delicious. It looks delicious because it is delicious. It's just creamy mac and cheese with really soft and not dry pulled pork. There's just enough barbecue sauce on it to give the pork some flavor, but to not be overwhelming. I really love this. I think it's fantastic. And it's less than 10 bucks, which you can't really find a lot in Disney World. Okay, the mac and cheese is wonderful. It does look like Everest is back open, so it kind of scarfed it down, and I'm hightailing it back over there. It says it's already at a 30-minute wait, but a lot of times when rides close, Disney will put up a predictive wait time, what they anticipate the time will be, so that way when you get in line, it doesn't say 5, but everybody's ran over there and it says 5, and then suddenly you're waiting 45 when you thought it was 5. So I'm hoping that's just kind of predictive. Typically when a ride goes down, if it is a high priority for you, we really recommend just kind of hanging out. Not all day, of course, set a timer 20-30 minutes, but if it opens back up and you're close by, it might mean that your wait time is a little bit shorter if you're able to stay close by. Oh, this is much better looking than it was, so huge win for us. Okay, all done. Love Expedition Everest. Truly one of my favorite rides of all time, but especially here in Animal Kingdom. It's just so fun. I love it. Okay, another task done. Now, I think let's become some wilderness explorers. I want to explore the wilderness, and it must be explored. Now for our Wilderness Explorer badge, one of the 2 we're doing today, is right over here. I'm very excited. This is the troop leader post for tribe number 5. Let's see, let's check it out.
How about learning what endangered animals live near you? Because you gotta know what you gotta help out first, right? Because you're not gonna help keep the waterways clean for an animal that doesn't even drink any water, basically, right? So you need to figure out what animals live near you and then how you can help them out specifically. Just ask them where it is, because sometimes they move it.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Thank you, thank you. There it was my fossil badge, and it was kind of fun because there were a bunch of people over there, so we all got to participate together. They have different setups for you. So for that one, she was kind of getting to match which fossil went with which when I first got up there. And then he talked to all of us as a group, and I got my fossil badge. So there's one of our badges. We have another one. There is another one here in Dinoland, but that's not the one on our list today. This has been one of my favorite activities. It's completely free. You can start it as you're walking into the park. So as you're going over the bridge and you see the tree for the first time, right on the right side is where you're going to find kind of that official start point. But wherever you are in the parks, you can walk up and grab one of these. Typically every single Wilderness Explorer stand has them, and you can get started on your Wilderness Explorer journey and learn. And again, completely free, which you don't find a lot of in Disney World, so I'm a big fan of that. Also, one thing that's really nice is right here in the front of the book, you can find where all of the different locations are. I'm really excited to be able to do all of these. So we have one more that we're doing today. Let's see where it's at, because honestly, I can't find it. It's the Flamingo badge, which is right here in the front, Discovery Island, which means I probably was right next to it when we started our day. But we're gonna walk that way and gonna have a lot of fun with the flamingos. And if you're looking for them as you're heading around the park, you can see these two symbols, which this tells you that there's a Wilderness Explorer booth here, and then this tells you which badge it is. So let's get another badge. Badge collectors. Caw-caw! Oh wait, what do flamingos do? I have to do an impersonation of a flamingo. Okay, they're busy talking to someone else, so I'm just gonna show you how cute this area is. It's really chill. And this is actually not the only place you can see flamingos. You can also see them over on the Kilimanjaro Safaris ride, but if you just wanna come marvel at the pink wonders, they're over here and they're so cute.
We are learning all about flamingos. So right here we have our lesser flamingos. On our safari, you'll see that we have our greater flamingos. The only difference is the greater flamingos are a little bit taller than our lesser flamingos, so it doesn't make them any lesser of a flamingo. Of course, now what color are our flamingos?
Pink,
They're
right?
pink. That's right, yeah, exactly.
I was like really
How
nervous.
do you think they get their pink color?
I've done Kilimanjaro, so is it by eating shrimp?
Yes,
Is that
by eating
it?
shrimp.
Okay,
You're joking.
thank you.
Yes, it is from the shrimp that they eat, and they have a really unique adaptation with their beak. It's called filter feeding, so they can take their beak and they basically eat upside down. So they'll stick their beak into the water, pull up everything in the water, and then they can filter out whatever they don't want to eat on the sides of their beak and keep that food inside that they want to eat. Just like a flamingo. Okay. Perfect. So just like this. Yeah, see, perfect. Back and forth. This is much harder. Isn't that amazing? It's Kilimanjaro Safari. Yes, I love it. That's
to give all the credit. Okay, huge shout out to Emily from Athens, Georgia. That was the sweetest cast member I think I've ever interacted with. I try to ask them. Sometimes I'm honestly not bold enough to ask the cast members like, hey, is it okay if I film? Just because, I don't know, sometimes I get uncomfortable too. I've talked about it a lot on camera. Sometimes team anxiety is like showing up and showing out. And sometimes when we are showing up and showing out, I don't know, even filming as long as I've been doing it like freaks me out sometimes. So I don't always have the courage to ask the cast members if I can film them. So I talked to Emily first and I was like, do you mind? Like, you do not have to be on camera. And she was super sweet. You could kind of tell she was a little bit hesitant. And she goes, well, towards the end, like I like to ask the kids to join in. Do you want to do it with me? And so she was just so sweet. And I always appreciate when they're excited to do it with us. And so I learned a lot too. Just really enjoyed all of that, and now I have another badge too, so 2 more tasks off the list. Also, one thing I've talked about before is cast compliments. That's something that you can actually do, and it just kind of helps you acknowledge the cast member that really went out of their way to help you or make your day better. You can do it on the My Disney Experience app. So you're gonna go to the top here on the 3 little burgers, you're gonna find your profile, and then you're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom, and this button right here, cast compliments. Then you just choose the location, you make sure you type in their name, and if you can remember where their location or where their hometown is, so hers is Athens, Georgia, it kind of helps acknowledge the specific Emily or whoever helped you, but it's just a great way to acknowledge them, and they kind of get a little appreciation and love from their leaders as well. And as we all, I think, agree, cast members are really the heart of Disney, so anytime we can appreciate them or go out of our way to acknowledge them, I think we should do it. Okay, so this task is a very famous one, even if you don't know it when I say the name, but this is the Harambe Fruit Market. It's super popular because this is where you can get one of Animal Kingdom's most famous snacks. Remember how we were talking about it's underrated? It's because it is. I'm here and I'm gonna get the famous African corn on the cob from this stand. I'm pretty excited about it because it's been a minute since I had it, honestly. Now, typically there's a line on each side, but I can't tell if this side is open. It's looking like no, but maybe yes, maybe no, it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get the corn. This is the corn on the cob with African spices and butter. So I have always heard that people ask for extra spices, but I've never done it. So this time I did ask for extra. She had me open the tin foil, but then she like doused it. So I'm really excited to try it. It smells amazing. And you also, if you're not into the spices or you just want good corn on the cob, you can also ask for that plain. If you eat the corn on the cob, I will say, I think you just have to kind of be prepared to be like a little messy. This is my favorite way to eat any vegetable in Disney World. It's just buttery. It's covered in delicious spices. It's absolutely incredible. It's pretty hot right now. So like during the hotter part of the day, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but maybe towards the evening, it's so incredible. And it's so unique, I feel like. A lot of famous Disney treats are either really, really greasy or really, really sweet, which I love both options. But sometimes you don't want to feel bad and you want to get a really cool Disney snack, and I think that this is a really happy medium. Okay, I've tried to clean all the corn out of my teeth. That is the one danger I feel like I really truly have to warn you about, is how much corn gets in your teeth. So I hope I've managed to not be covered in it, but it was delicious nonetheless. And now we're gonna take a nice little stroll, and that's our Agnes Day. Okay, this is it. Our last task for the day is the beautiful Tree of Life trails. So this is part of the Tree of Life garden, which is right here behind the Tree of Life. It's going to take you up closer to it. There's also some other pathways on the back side of the tree as well, which we walked kind of past, but these are the trails. We've actually kind of done the trails in a way because we did one of the Play Disney Park app trivia games that takes you through the garden and helps you kind of explore. And it was really fun. And you just kind of got to learn about the different carvings and the animals that are represented in here. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. It takes you really close to the park icon, and you get to see a lot of things that you otherwise wouldn't see. So I just love the trails. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I mean, it really feels like a different part of Animal Kingdom. It's so interesting to me how different it feels, even though we're right here. Ooh, look, tentacles. Just, it's really neat to me. I've walked these trails a lot, and every single time I'm here, I see something new. For example, I feel like these tentacles, first time I've ever really noticed those. So it's just, I don't know, I think it's really special, and it really helps you embrace and appreciate how much thought really went into Animal Kingdom. Because you know what? It's not a zoo. It's not.
Not a zoo.
Not a zoo. Not a zoo. Not a zoo. There's also a few places to sit. So if you really just need to get out of the crowds, which I find I need to do a lot, this is a great place to come because 9 times out of 10 people are not up here. So I really love it. And there it is. That's the Tree of Life, the trails, our day. Agnes, this was amazing. I loved it so much. It was just a really nice Animal Kingdom day. If you guys like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. Now, if you want to start this entire series from the beginning, you can do that. It's up on the channel right now. I'll see you over there.